Who would like in the audience to hear a song from John Hume? What renegade said no, or absolutely not, or was it? John, for all the times that you've been on the show, we never had a song from you. Control yourselves there, would you? What are you saying? What about Eamon McCann? He said it. Oh, yes.
I'll talk to you later.
You'll deal with him later on. Would you give us a little bar? You would.
Yeah.
James, are you there? There you are. Give that man a microphone there. Do you know the words of the song you're going to sing? You leave it to yourself. You drop anybody in on this show. That's what we do all the time.
It's a Donegal song, next door to it. Right. It's the shortest one I know. Hislárach lana tranona bolgered is androch na jora gjalla na lier warnjer Shekase dus in anjer Abba je großes Parsum, she holmustum han shachran, tranona bagere. Is ar lach ar nalangal shies en glander, agele friedjen Canach, gus cúnius in san spare. Ar own amach leif nar village, ar sugruch ries nar hirich, is na gloire gilja, torarash and You didn't make me laugh, McCann.
Come, John, well done. Sit down there now, John. I have a note here on my all-embracing brief on this programme to say that you were a wow in the fesh in Derry. Is that true? A wow.
No, he wasn't.
Completely untrue.
You mean you never entered for the fesh?
I entered for the fesh once in my life when I was very young. I was about 9 or 10 years old. I was to sing a song called Mo Vestin Lia. I was number 11 on the Clar, and just as number 10 went on the stage, I got enormous fright and I ran all the way home. I never appeared.
Never did a fesh?
Never. Never did a fesh. No.
So it's all lies, I ask.
Complete and absolute. Yeah.
I was told you were a Gold Cup winner and a
no.
Dibble and all you did in the fesh.
That's right.
You must be the only one in Derry who never did then.
That's absolutely right, yeah.
Well,
I tried, though.
I'm glad ever since, John, you got over your stage fright.
I did,
anyway.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're no longer shy and retiring and all that sort of thing. Talk to me about Derry characters, John. Are there any characters in Derry now?
Well, I think when we were all growing up, we were all very conscious that there was plenty of characters around the city. And but I don't think there's any around today at all, because, and I think one of the reasons for that is that they've all passed the 11 plus. Because I believe our characters were highly intelligent people who didn't get a formal education, and their intelligence didn't find an outlet, so they became eccentric, and we thought we were laughing at them, but in fact they were laughing at us. And I think that one of the reasons we don't have characters today is for that very reason. But we had a lot of them in the old days.
And did you have anything remotely resembling like a Bang Bang in Dublin, or any of those guys? You furrow your brow when I mention Bang Bang, but any Dubliner worth the salt will know who Bang Bang was.
Yeah.
Did you have any of those guys around?
Well, I think we had a lot of them, and I'm sure that every neighbourhood in Derry, when we were growing up, there was a very great neighbourhood consciousness. You were conscious of what area you came from. And we had plenty of characters. In fact, one of them, who's probably our best-known character, I'll just call him Johnny, and everybody will know who I'm talking about.
Johnny.
And Bishop Daly went to visit him. He was very old at the time and was in our local psychiatric hospital. And Bishop Daly went down to visit him. And Johnny was talking to him and says to him, "How you doing, Father Daly?" And Bishop Daly, of course, used to be Father Daly. That's the way they get on. And Johnny says to him, he says, "But I'm now Bishop Daly." Johnny, "Since I saw you last." He says, "Well, don't worry about it, Father." He says, "If you stick around here for another fortnight, they'll think you're the Pope."
And everybody thought Johnny was mad.
That's right. Johnny was, who's laughing at who? Yeah.
Indeed. He's still around now.
Oh, he's still around.
He's still there, is he? Yeah. And who else then? Are there any others that you can think of?
Yeah, well, there was Maggie, whom we all knew when we were growing up.
Maggie.
And the great story about Maggie, of course, is again in the cathedral saying her prayers, and as she always did at the top of her voice. And she's interrupted by a lady who prayed there regularly. Says, "Excuse me, madam, but you're too loud and you're distracting me. Would you mind lowering your voice?" So Maggie looked around at the altar, looked up and down at the lady and said, "As I was saying, Our Lady of Lourdes, before that so-and-so interrupted me." And the word was not so-and-so. It's a bit too impolite to use here, but
Isn't that lovely?
But that was another very well-known. And as I say, I think most people here could talk about the characters in Derry, but they have all gone. And I think one of the reasons for it is the fact that, just you imagine Nell McCafferty, for example. If Nell hadn't passed the 11 plus and got a university education, what sort of character Nell might have been,
They'd be calling her Nell.
Sorry about that. And she was still in Derry.
Come to think of it, you just say Nell, everybody knows who you're talking about anyway. There you are.